Welcome back to Press Review. Let's start by taking a look at today's front pages in the Middle East. Lebanon's Daily Star reports that Saudi Foreign Minister Saud al-Faisal has said that the political crisis between Saudi Arabia and Qatar is unlikely to be contained unless Doha changes its policy. The paper also reports that Iran and the P5+1 will try to make headway towards resolving their nuclear dispute in talks starting in Vienna, with Western officials hoping the challenge will not be made even more difficult by the Ukraine crisis. Saudi's Arab News is reporting that Saudi Arabia has denounced Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki for accusing the kingdom of being involved in terrorism and said that the embattled leader was only trying to cover up for his government's failure and support for terrorist operations in his own country. It also reports that the Malaysian airline flight MH370 dropped to an altitude of 5,000 feet or possibly lower to defeat commercial radar coverage after it turned back from its original route. The UAE's Gulf News releases front page reporting that the United States and the EU have imposed sanctions including asset freezes and travel bans on officials from Russia and Ukraine after Crimea applied to join Russia following a weekend referendum. The paper also reports a senior Gulf diplomat saying that Qatar must choose either to continue to maintain its traditional and historic links with its GCC allies and friends or to be totally isolated. Egypt Independent reports that a spokesperson for the Joint Security Room of Libya's city of Benghazi, Ibrahim al-Shara, has said the unidentified gunmen have kidnapped Egyptian workers in Sidi Yunis and that the Libyan authorities are searching for them. It also reports that South Korea has urged North Korea to stop what it called provocative and potentially dangerous rocket and missile tests. From Israel, the Jerusalem Post leads reporting that Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas acknowledged that time is running out for peace talks with Israel during a meeting with US President Barack Obama at the White House. It also reports that the United States and the European Union have imposed personal sanctions against Russia and Crimean officials involved in the seizure of Crimea from Ukraine. And from Turkey, the Hurriyet Daily News leads reporting that Crimea has applied to join Russia after an overwhelming majority voted in favor of quitting Ukraine in a controversial referendum, prompting immediate reactions from the United States, the EU and Turkey. It also reports that the Justice Minister has said that a summary of proceeding on 4 ex-ministers facing corruption charges would be subject to confidentiality in Parliament. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East section in UK papers. The Guardian leads its Middle East section reporting that Egypt's interim president Adli Mansour has said that he will spare no effort to quickly resolve the case of jailed Australian journalist Peter Greste. Mansour has promised also a speedy resolution that would see jailed journalists freed from jail. The Daily Telegraph leads Middle East section reporting that US President Barack Obama has told the Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas that the Palestinian leader and Israel's politicians must be prepared to make tough decisions and take risks for peace. Obama is pressing both sides to accept a framework to carry negotiations past the end of April deadline. And now let's take a look at the top Middle East stories in international papers. China Daily leads Middle East section reporting that Iran and 6 world powers will try to make headway towards resolving their nuclear dispute in talks starting in Vienna today. The paper says unity among the powers on Iran may be tested in the meeting of their chief negotiators on the issue in the Austrian capital Vienna with the 4 Western states and Russia. The Times of India also leads Middle East section with Iran reporting that former Iranian Vice President Mohammad Reza Rahimi has been indicted, apparently in connection with allegations of corruption in the previous administration. Analysts say Danjani's connection with senior officials in Ahmadinejad's administration and in the Revolutionary Guards, a powerful branch of Iran's military with extensive business interests, have made him a political target, especially since the advent of President Hassan Rouhani's government in August. And finally, the Los Angeles Times East Middle East section reporting that a state-appointed human rights panel has blamed both sides for the deadly violence 7 months ago when security forces broke up protest camps set up by supporters of ousted Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi. The National Council for Human Rights said it had confirmed the death of 632 people, most of them protesters. Egyptian and international human rights groups have put the toll over several days in mid-August at nearly double that. And for more updates, please visit levant.tv. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow, and bye for now.